the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we're here at Daytona International Speedway as the OP Racing presents their Daytona 250. I'm your host for tonight. My name is K.R. Stolfus. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. And as always, in the booth with me, none other than Dave Worrell. Dave needs no introduction, so he won't get one outside of me saying, "Hey Dave, how's it going?"
Same as always. Looking forward to another good night of racing by the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. Man, I mean, I don't know if these drivers are going to pull anything out of the hat that we haven't seen. But just as I say that, I'm sure they're going to prove me wrong. So looking forward to some great action out here tonight.
Drivers have just under a minute and a half left in this warm-up session. They've been out on track for just about an hour now. Everyone is ready to rock and roll 100 laps here at Daytona. But before that, let's get into our point standings, as for the first time this season, Alliance Motorsports is not at the top of the leaderboard. Checkered Flag Motorsports taking over that spot, with Logan Helton now having the points lead by just 7 points over Anthony English. I'll tell you what, this rookie is coming on strong. He is having a solid season. The Anthony English, Rick Sebrands, they're just 7 and 8 points behind. And Logan can't let up for a minute. Duvendak, 2 wins on the season, the only repeat winner so far. So this top 4 in the points, very stacked.
Absolutely, KR. And I mean, what Logan's got to remember right now, he's got to keep them good finishes piling up. He doesn't have a race win. A lot of them Alliance Motorsports drivers, I believe it is 3 out of the 5, KR, have already won. So they're already gonna be chasing down the championship. And the rookie maintained this pace all season long.
Yeah, it is going to be very tough for sure. You know, we have seen time and time again, OP Racing does not produce repeat winners very often in the season. So, yeah, Logan gonna have to try and pick up a win here. He puts himself in position week in and week out to do that. But having that win in the bank is going to go a long way for his championship run. So as we switch over into qualifying, Cody Ober in the 8 machine rolling out on track. Several other drivers starting to roll out as well. The 21 machine of Daniel Holloway getting up to speed. Holloway, another rookie that has been very impressive here on Monday night. Keep a close eye on him as well. The 3 machine of Robert Payne making his way into turn number 3. Everyone going to be utilizing that high line for 2 laps, then dropping down for their final lap in qualifying. And Dave, you're getting to do some more driving here lately. What new and exciting things is going on in the driving world?
Besides the guys at the shop throwing drivetrains at me, nothing much. I've wadded up quite a few of them this week out there at Las Vegas, so tough time out there. But getting in some Formula 3 action this Saturday. Also some IndyCar action, some K&N Series actions, Cup action on Tuesday night. So jumping behind the wheel at every opportunity. So look for some craziness ahead.
The Demon Tech 82 machine piloted by Dan Harrington. Guys, don't forget Demon Tech 82. It's on his hood here, streaming this race live on Twitch. Stop by, say hello, tell him I sent you. He'll appreciate it. We have some other streamers out here as well, but for the life of me, I'm not sure all of their names, so I'm not going to try and flub them and mess it up. But do know that Dan Harrington, Demon Tech 82, as he drops down on that yellow line, and he's going to start his fast lap here at Daytona for this qualifying session.
And KR, I'm watching the 7 of Josh Milam. He's down there hugging that yellow line as well, just now getting close to 3 and 4, maybe through the center of it at this point in time. But I mean, it's a familiar line. We see it week in and week out. These guys just hugging that wall for the first lap and a half, almost 2. Then they drop it on down to that yellow line for that final fast time. And Josh actually cutting down right next to the grass that time, coming to the line. He's going to take over the provisional pole.
Josh Milam has the top spot for the moment. The 15 machine of Alex Green finding himself in 7th place. As he is working his way onto the front stretch. He's going to drop to the yellow line. He's going to cross the line. And Alex Green going to jump up to 5th place with a 49.166. Aspen Bellman in the 84 machine. Out on track as well, running that high line. Aspen going to be trying to win this thing. Aspen has been up at the front of the field quite a lot this year when the checkered flag is falling. Has been unable to secure a win. He comes into tonight 10th in the points standings. He's had 4 top 10s and 2 top 5s. It's a very solid season going for our past champion. Still looking for his first win of the year, though. Mark Mann in the 04 machine. Dave, I don't know if you've seen this paint scheme yet or not, but I think you might have a new favorite.
I've got my eye on it already, my man, and it's simple, sweet, and smooth. It almost crosses. Do you remember Tron? KR, do you remember that movie Tron or Tron Legacy? The outline right there kind of reminds me of them LEDs that they had on their suits, man. That Batman scheme just, man, yeah.
That is a solid throwback to the Batmobile first seen driven by Adam West. I dig that paint scheme right there. That looks very solid. I believe that was, I'll forget the hot rodder's name who made that custom car, but gosh, now I'm going, you know what? I gotta find this out. But Mark Mann out on track. We have just about 4.5 minutes left of qualifying. But Dave, who are you watching now?
I can't keep my eye off of Batman, to be honest with you. Well, did have my eye out there on another rookie, Randall Cobb, for a minute, but he's already slotted both of his time laps in, and he's going to shake out in second. Nobody taking over top spot. Josh Milam still sitting up there in his 7 machine. And just I don't know if Mark Mann's got what it takes. Looks like he's a little bit off the pace for his first time lap comparative to some other drivers on their first lap, plotting in 14th right now. But look for this lap to get substantially faster. Trying to keep my eye on some scoring, see if anybody else is out there. The 62 of Les Levy is actually out there on track. And Logan Helton, the kid, he is finally beginning his qualifying run. So Logan gonna try to sneak one in here on us a little bit late. We get down to about the 3.5 minute mark. Still waiting for Mark Mann to come around, see where he shakes out on his second lap.
As Logan starts his qualifying run, Robert Duvendak took over the top spot momentarily. Now Mark Mann in the 04 has secured the pole position for the time being. The 77 of David Booth out on track now as well. He is down on that yellow line. He is turning his fast lap. We'll see where the 77 posts up with this qualifying effort. But Mark Mann sitting on pole steals it away from Duvendak and Milam. As David Booth going to bring it slowly down onto pit road, so he is looking like he is going to be 10th place for the moment. The 24 of Will Weber out on a track now as well. 4X graphics machine, Will Weber, pilot for Fuel Sim Racing. That 24 machine looking very sharp. I kind of like that color scheme he's got going on here tonight. Looks very clean, not very cluttered, very simple. I dig it. I like the colors. The 53 of Dave Hunt qualifying in 12th place for the moment, as we have a few heavy hitters left out on the track still. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter, who is, I believe he has 4 pole positions. No, I'm sorry, that is Anthony English has 4 pole positions on the season. Hunter Reynolds has 2. Both those drivers now starting their qualifying run. We will see where they end up, and we will have to find that out when we come back after our national anthem. So guys, no one go anywhere. We'll be back for tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are taking to the grid for tonight's Daytona 250. And on the pole is the 40 machine of Anthony English, 5'5". Logan Helton on the outside of row number 1. Row 2 will be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 28 of Derek Conley. Row 3 will be the 10 of Robert Duvendak and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Row 4, the 7 of Josh Milam and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row number 5 is going to be the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 8 of Cody Ober.
Starting row number 6, the 62 of Les Levy, and the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Row number 7, the 95 of James Mayer, and the rookie Rodney Cobb and his 44 machine. Row number 8, the 82 of Daniel Harrington, and the 78 of Donald Stewart. Row number 9, the 77 of David Booth, and the 24 of Will Weber. Row number 10, the 53 of Dave Hunt, and the 3 of Robert Payne.
Row number 11 will be the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 51 of Travis Elliott. Row 12 will be the 18 machine of Mark Vega and the 15 of Alex Green. Row 13 will be the 02 of David Overstreet, and the on his outside should have been the 84 of Aspen Belvin, but he is starting from pit lane, and that is our 26 car field here tonight. But of course, we would be remiss if we did not mention the fabulous Cody Eldred doing race control for us here tonight. Thank you so much, Cody. We do appreciate that. Makes our job easier up here in the booth, keeps these drivers in check. Lights are out on the pace car. That Ford Mustang, pretty sure it's already broke and it hasn't even seen lap 1 yet.
Take very long for Ford to fail you.
So with the lights out on the pace car, we're gonna fire this thing off in a hurry. Stage number 1 coming your way. Lap 25. At the completion of lap 25, this first stage will end. We'll rack them up again and let them loose for stage number 2. But here we go. Green flag is out, and the 40 machine of Anthony English getting a good little jump here over the 28 of Derek Conley.
Yeah, but don't look for that inside lane to go very far. Outside lane gonna gain some momentum back. We've seen it time and time again. The accordion, the yo-yo, whatever you want to call it. See it happening, taking place right here in OKR. Not a surprise. We see, what's that? 4 of the Alliance Motorsports drivers up there already.
Yeah, Alliance Motorsports already making their way towards the front, but look out. The FSR stable right now has their nose out in the lead, but here comes the 40 of Anthony English to steal it away from Derek Conley down on the inside. Anthony English with some help from the 04 of Mark Mann. And across the line, the first lap led here tonight will be the 28 of Derek Conley, picking up that bonus point that he is desperately in need of. The field works its way onto the backstretch now. The 40 of Anthony English edging just a little bit out ahead as that inside line gets the momentum going into the corner, but that outside lane surges from corner exit all the way down the straightaway. And the 63 of Logan Helton has already had some internet issues. He is right now shown behind the wall.
Yeah, and that's what kind of had me off guard there for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, Derek, he wasn't starting outside. Couldn't find him, went looking through the garage, and there he is. So tough break for Logan after a good start to the season so far. He's going to have to come back and try to battle all race long.
Good news for him is this has happened early. He's got plenty of opportunity to get out there as he is now making his way onto the racetrack. So our points leader coming into tonight, already 3 laps down. He is going to have a huge uphill battle. But we saw this happen last week, and man, did he put on a show and find a way to get onto the lead lap and end up with an outstanding finish.
Yes, he did. And while I was running my mouth trying to figure all that out about Logan Helton, had a change for the lead up front. Derek Connolly got by the 40 of Anthony English, but now Rick Seabrands with a push from Hunter Reynolds. That's going to put Seabrands to the front of the field on the bottom lane. Teammate to the outside has the 8 of Cody over right there on his rear deck lid, side by side off of 4, coming back to the stripe for lap number 5.
The 26 machine of Hunter Reynolds, he's going to lead that lap as they head off into turn number 1 side by side. The 91 of Ernie Williams running a black, yellow, and red paint scheme here tonight. No number on that one. But he is the only one without a number. I think that looks good. Nice and clean looking paint scheme. Ernie Williams, the third car in that outside lane. And he likes to be on that high side, so be watching for that 91 to make some moves closer to the front of the field.
And a little bit surprised how far Rick Seabrands got out front right there. Himself as well as Derek Connolly cleared that outside lane. Now you see Anthony English pushing on his bumper pretty hard, going back down into turn number 1. Lap car Logan Helton up at the top trying to stay out of everybody's way, and that's just a bad day going even worse for Logan right now, being put down yet another lap. Still pushing up at the front is English on Seabrands.
Field working its way past the 63, but Rick Seabrands down on the bottom in that 4. Derek Conley on the high side in the 28. Conley searching for his first win of the season. At 28, sporting a new paint scheme. Several drivers peeling off early for pit road here.
Yeah, well, it's one of them. That's a very iffy strategy. Well, I guess here at Talladega, it's not. Oh, well, we're not even at Talladega, so that could be a problem, huh, KR?
Yeah, if they're making these pit stops at Talladega, they have gone way too far out of their way. But Derek,
just slightly out of turn 4.
Derek Conley in the 28, out in front. A lot of the field dropping down to that inside line, staying single file here for the first few rows. 3 machine of Robert Payne and the 7 of Josh Milam is where we'll find our first side-by-side action. Now make that the 52 of Randall Cobb with the 7 of Josh Milam, as Josh has some momentum on that high side.
Yeah, big push from deep in the field, and Will Weber doing a great job on the back of that 7 machine of Josh Milam, who's now pulling even with Hunter Reynolds. And look at this run. That run started, KR, from the middle of the front stretch and has continued and put Milam all the way in front of the field.
Then Josh Milam in the 7 machine was not with us last week on track, but joined us in YouTube chat. Here he is back on track right where he belongs in a brand new custom paint scheme. He won that paint scheme off of the race win he got, I believe it was 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago, somewhere around there. But yeah, so the 7 of Josh Milam led a lap there, and now starting to fall back a little bit. Well, no, he didn't lead the lap, but made it all the way up to the front.
Yeah, that momentum, that run just kind of fizzled out just in time for the inside line being headed up by Derek Connolly to come back around KR and just I mean, it was probably inches that he cleared the line before Milam did, but we're still side by side pretty much all the way through the field. So, yeah, I mean, once again, no give.
17 cars in this lead pack. The 77 of David Booth, last car in this pack right here, but we do have one in danger of going a lap down. That is the 84 of Aspen Belvin. As he started from pit lane, he is going to be the first one to go a lap down. That took the green flag without any issues. Logan Helton has gone 4 laps down, so now Logan's job has just gotten that much harder as he is no longer the first car 1 lap down.
Yeah, and what's going to be a little bit worse for him, KR, is he's going to have to pit before the end of this thing, before the end of this stage. Did come out a few laps into the run, but I don't think it's enough to get him to the end. And if he takes a wave around, he's going to have to pit right off the bat anyway. So I'm not sure he'd be able to keep that lap that he gained in his bag, so to speak.
Want to check in on our second group of cars that is led by the 40 of Anthony English. These are the drivers who peeled off and hit pit road. They are turning lap times comparable to this other group, but they are working hard on pushing. As you see the 4 Rick Sebrands, he's going to step out, catch some air on the nose of that thing, let that engine cool off. Next one in line, that is the 95 of James Mayer, as he slides in behind the 40 of Anthony English to help push this line and keep these cars on the lead lap. But now we have a new race leader, the 24 of Will Weber, as he has made his way to the front, the 28 of Derek Conley, falling to 3rd car on the inside line now.
And it looks like the inside lane's starting to be the place to be. A little bit of a moment through 3 and 4 between Aspen Belvin and the 21 of Daniel Holloway, but everything kind of sorted itself out. The 51 of Travis Elliott right there, 3rd car in lane. So some of these drivers may be thinking about green flag pit stops once again. Close moment there again between the 21, the 84, as well as the 28. These drivers almost 3 wide. Oh, there goes Aspen Belvin to the outside with help from Elliott. 3rd car in line. Well, that's the kid. Maybe 4 laps down, but he is trying to get one of them back.
As we go on board with the 84 Belvin, riding on this smooth Daytona surface along the wall, very easy to do here on this repaved Daytona track. Up the middle comes the 21 of Daniel Holloway. He's got the momentum, he's got the 63 pushing him, and they are going to work their way towards the front. Logan needs to try and get one of these laps back. He needs to be in front of the leader when this caution comes out for stage number 1, and that will help him get one of his laps back.
Yeah, he looks like a driver bound and determined to make it back up into in contention by the end of this thing. We just see it right here, not being content with sitting in the back of the pack. He wants to get to the front, get one of his laps back, and he wants to be up in here mixing it up. So good to see the fighting, well, no pun intended here with his name, but good to see the fight in the kid.
Robert Duvendak in the 10, one of the drivers who made a pit stop already in this second group of cars, 3rd car in this line. Duvendak, 2 wins on the season. He is going for his 3rd win here tonight. And I gotta tell you, this strategy here, this early pit stop, might play out to their advantage. They are turning lap times nearly as fast as this lead pack. There's a whole lot less cars here, and should something happen in that big lead pack, they will have plenty of time to be able to avoid any of those issues that come with pack racing. Now the problem is they don't want to be the issue either.
Yeah, but now we have about half of those front runners have just came to pit road, KR, so that's going to slow things down a little bit for that lead pack, put Logan Helton to the outside of Daniel Holloway. Now a big push coming from Aspen Belvin, but the kid might have a chance right here, as there's only about, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 drivers that have yet to hit pit road.
Aspen Belvin peeling off onto pit road, the 51 going to join him as well of Travis Elliott. So now the 63 of Logan Helton does have his nose out in front of the 21 of Holloway. 53 of Dave Hunt now scored as your race leader. Hunt following in the tire tracks of the 63. So Logan has thrown every single piece that is not bolted down out of his car, trying to get a debris caution.
Trying to do everything he can.
But now the 63 really dropping back quickly. Dave Hunt in the 53 machine. Your race leader, he's going to try and come around here to lead his first lap of the race. Holloway in the 21 all over his back bumper. He is pushing him hard. The 8 of Cody Ober right there as well. Let's take a peek on board with the 8 of Ober. See just what it is like to go through these corners here at Daytona. Ober is going to join the 21 of Holloway to work their way around the 53 of Hunt. Down the backstretch, that is the 18 of Mark Vega. Now Mark Vega is going to go one lap down. We have three cars in the one lap down category right now. Logan Helton 4 laps down. So through the trial, when will we see drivers hit pit lane that have not stopped yet? Some of them, we're talking pre-race about making it all the way on stage 1 without a pit stop.
That's going to be remarkable if they can pull that off there, KR. That'd be 25 complete laps on one tank of fuel, and I just, unless you're really saving back in the draft, I just don't see how you're going to pull that many laps out of it.
We have 7 drivers who have not pitted yet. The 53 of Dave Hunt, Daniel Holloway in the 21, Cody Ober in the 8, Les Levy in the 62, Alex Green in the 15, Robert Payne in the 3, and Dan Harrington in the 82. These drivers have not made their way onto pit road. They are still racing for the lead. The 82 of Dan Harrington finds himself in 7th place as this lead pack here getting a little strung out. They have lost some momentum. They have lost some speed. Because of that, that is allowing the 40 of Anthony English and the 24 of Will Weber to begin closing in on them as they are turning to faster lap times. Dave Hunt, Daniel Holloway, that group, our lead pack, has really slowed down. They are trying to save fuel, I would imagine, as their pace has dropped off dramatically.
Yeah, and almost everybody on the pit road this time by, except for your race leader, the 53 of Dave Hunt. He's going to stay tucked up just behind. I believe that is the 18 that he is right behind. So staying out another lap. This is 21 coming to 22 laps of fuel coming out of that car. I'm anxious to see if he tries to pull this thing off.
So Dave Hunt stretching this as far as he can go. The 18 of Mark Vega has been on and off of pit road. Right now he has scored as the last car on the lead lap. The 02 of David Overstreet, well, he was the first car one lap down, but the 53 of Dave Hunt going to make his way onto pit road. The 21 of Daniel Holloway, he is going to be passed by a very fast field led by the 40 of Anthony English and the 24 of Will Weber. So here we go. These two groups that pitted at different times have joined up and now have taken over the top spot, or I should say they have become the lead pack. And everyone who pitted this time around is, well, trying to play catch up now.
Absolutely, and I've still got my eye on this trio of Overstreet, Helton, and golly, don't shoot me. I know this one, Mark Vega. There you go. Mark the Boss is going to kill me for that one. Went blank on them, but they were still pushing pretty hard here, and all they've got to do is make it to the stage end. So interesting to see the amount of aggression still being shown with these three, but I mean, they've got to stay up in front of that big lead pack for the next 3 laps, or they're going to be in trouble.
Overstreet and Mark Vega are both on the lead lap here. Logan Helton is scored 3 laps down at the moment. He has got to stretch his fuel here to get to the end of stage 1, and that is going to help his chances out, but he is really getting close on fuel, and it is going to take everything he can to save and get into that caution for the end of this stage, which is coming at the completion of lap 25.
Yeah, so I mean, it's right there. I mean, 2 more laps is all he's got to squeeze out of it, but that's going to be asking a lot out of that gas tank. Not sure it's going to be accomplished, but we're still going to see a great battle for the stage win. That's for sure. The 40 on the inside lane. Will Weber right there on the outside has Mark Mann with him. Robert Duvendak, no stranger to the front. Sitting there, second car inside lane, and KR looks like Milam's looking to the middle here.
Josh Milam in the 7 taking a peek at that middle lane. If you can get the momentum going and you have that lane open, it will really get you going to the front as you are able to draft off of both lanes. But he abandons it, drops down to the inside in the 10, or I'm sorry, that was the 40 of Anthony English going around, and we have a big stack up in the tri-oval.
Big trouble right here towards the end of the stage, so we're gonna have to keep our eye on that too, KR.
Let's back this up. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened as the field came off at turn number 4. The 40, big time wiggle, got into the 24, got into the 10, and then chaos. Climbs up and over the top of the 95 of Mayer. The 28 of Derek Conley getting a piece of this as well. Conley heavily torn up. Take another look as we back this one up. Off the nose cam of the 28. Derek Conley just along for the ride. Cody Ober coming in last second to kiss his front just a little bit. Take one more look at this from a different angle. You see the 40 of Anthony English going up and over. And the caution flag coming out with the 24 of Will Weber being declared your stage 1 winner.
And that actually plays into the hands of Logan Helton. He's gonna take advantage of that, get one of his laps back, if I could ever spit it out, get one of his laps back, be able to pit right here with the field. If a quick caution comes out, hey, he's in the lucky dog position, as Aspen Belvin's gonna get the lucky dog this time around. So that's gonna put only Logan 3 laps down. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 laps down.
Race off of pit road going to be won by the 24 Will Weber. The 4 machine, or the 04 of Mark Mann, coming off second, and the rest of the drivers following suit. The Will Weber winning the race off of pit road and winning stage number 1. So let's see if we can't get a word in with the driver from Fuel Sim Racing, driving the 24 machine, the 4X graphics. Will Weber, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Man, after that one, I'm feeling pretty good. That was a heck of a stage right there.
Well, you win the stage, and it came with a early pit stop. Not the soonest pit stop, but it was still an early one that seemed like getting on pit road was a good strategy call here tonight.
Yeah, you know, I was lucky enough to get from 18th up to the front with my teammates, and with all of us together, we felt like we could make pretty good time coming out of pits, and man, it worked. We were hauling, and we were able to give Alliance a run for their money.
So the 24 picks up the stage win, but to pick up stage number 2, what is that going to take here as far as fuel strategy and whatnot? Everyone going to be able to make it, or are you going to be a little short?
Man, I think it's really going to depend on what kind of saving we have during this stage caution, and definitely what people decide to do as far as topping off. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be close.
All right, Will. Well, congratulations again on winning stage number 1. Before we let you go, any shout outs or thank yous?
Yeah, man, shout out to all my teammates at FSR. Couldn't have done that stage without them at all. And, you know, thank you guys in the booth with the broadcast every week, and good luck to everyone else in the race tonight.
All right, that is Will Weber, FSR driver, winning stage number 1. And Dave, stage 1's in the books. Time to gear up for our second stage of the night.
Yeah, and I wonder if Mark Vega is going to duck down here this time by, or is he going to... I don't even know what kind of strategy that might be right there, but yeah, anyways, I'm not sure if these guys can make it on fuel or not, KR, so I would be aired to the side that we're going to see green flag pit stops once again, and if we do need them, look for those Alliance Motorsports drivers to hit pit road very early, as they've done that for 2 or 3 weeks in a row now. So just a matter of seeing how these first 2 or 3 laps shake out. I'm sure it's not going to disappoint, as it never does.
So Mark Vega going to lead drivers on the pit road as several drivers hit pit lane for their last opportunity to do so before the green flag comes out to try and top those tanks off. Derek Conley, or I'm sorry, that is the 04 Mark Mann. He is going to be scored as the race leader. Derek Conley beating the pace car off of pit road, so he is going to stay on the lead lap. That one was very close for the 28.
Yeah, you gotta watch staying in there too long. It's a long pit road. You think you can stay a little bit longer than what you actually can in beating the pace car off. Sometimes you bite the bullet and you don't quite time it just right, but fortunately for Connolly, he's able to get the job done this time by stay on the lead lap. So I mean, everybody still has a shot. Some drivers may just choose to beat and bang on their cars instead of using that fast repair. I mean, KR, we're a few hundred, couple thousand yards, feet. I don't know. How far you think it is from right here in the middle of 3 and 4 to the start-finish line?
It's that long.
It's about right there.
It's about
right
right
in
there.
that range.
The Batmobile, the 04 machine. Mark Mann behind the wheel this time, not Adam West. He is going to take over the control of this field as the pace car peels off for pit road. We get ready to go green flag racing for stage number 2. Across the line they go. Green flag is out. Robert Duvendak in the 10. On the outside, the 02 of David Overstreet trying to get to his back bumper and start pushing that outside lane and building some momentum.
Looking through the field, seeing a few cars that we didn't see up at the front early in stage number 1, being at the front early in stage 2 here. 02 of David Overstreet, if you remember, was 1 lap down at one point in time. Dave Hunt also right at being 1 lap down. Now they find themselves both inside the top 5. Alex Green, the 15, third car outside row into the top 6 now. So a lot of comers and goers so far as we work our way through the beginning stages of stage number 2.
Do want to point out that the 40 of Anthony English is sitting on pit road. working on that machine. The damage on that quite extensive. He's been in his stall for the last 6.5 minutes. We'll see if he can get back out there as the 10 of Robert Duvendak takes over the top spot, moves down to the inside line, leading the charge in that lane. Now the 02 of David Overstreet leading that outside lane. He's got some momentum, but the 15 of Alex Green took a peek to the high side. Overstreet threw a block there. Not really a block, just kind of moved up, said, hey, just stay tucked in behind me for the moment.
And I mean, that's the mentality you're going to have if you're David Overstreet is, you know, just stay with me, stick with me, because you don't want that 10 of Duvendak out front leading the field. He's found victory lane multiple times this season. Luckily, Overstreet gets the push he needs, drops to the bottom. He's going to take over the race lead going into turn number 3. Now Alex Green working hard on that outside lane, trying to fight for the lead.
Working their way through 3 and 4, the field giving you a nice view. And we have several drivers peeling off for pit road. That is being led by the 7 of Josh Milam.
Yeah, and these drivers, it's what, right about the 18 lap or so before we have stage number 2 come to an end. That would put the drivers right around 23 laps or so of fuel and tires. So a few of them trying to play it to the safe side. Go ahead and go down pit road now as Alex Green gets a push from Stewart. Not able to get by, a little bit of a bobble, and David Overstreet digging on the bottom, coming back, fighting to keep that lead.
So Alex Green leading the charge in the outside lane, going to lead his second lap of the night. Donald Stewart in the 78 picked up a stage win last week. Now he's got himself in position for another stage win here tonight. That 78 machine with a throwback paint scheme to Junior Johnson. Very solid looking paint job out there. One he's been running for a few weeks now, as the 02 of David Overstreet now has the 15 of Alex Green drop down in front of him.
And a lot of drivers doing a lot of pushing up at the front, as you could imagine, but some new faces being found right here at the front. Alex Green leading the thing back to the line with Donald Stewart, rookie, to his outside. Dan Harrington as well as Robert Duvendak up there towards the front. And what do you know, there's Logan Helton, third car outside row, still being shown 3 laps down, but looking to try to get one back the hard way once again.
The 51 machine of Travis Elliott rejoining the race. Oh, it's the 40 of Anthony English is going to pull up in front of the 15 of Alex Green, and Anthony English is going to get punted down to the inside wall. And I am not sure what English was going to do there. Man, that was bad communication between both drivers right there. Let's take another look at that one. Anthony English in the 40 trying to get out of the way of a fast moving 15 Alex Green, and just could not get it done in time. Alex moved down to the inside while the 40 of English did as well. And man, things have gone horribly bad for the 40 of Anthony English.
Yeah, I'm not so sure there's a coming back after that incident as well. Fortunately, excuse me, KR. Fortunately, though, for Alex Green, doesn't look to be too hurt. He's still right there up at the front, 4th car inside lane. So he looks to be in decent enough shape to get this thing to the end of stage number 2.
Things have just gone from bad to worse for our pole sitter, the 40 of Anthony English. He was just trying to get out of the way, and as I said, just some bad communication, bad driver signals, whatever you want to call it. They zigged and zagged right into each other.
Absolutely. And with it, I mean, all that happening, man, that like seeing it, but I mean, doesn't necessarily wish it upon anybody. The man leading the field right now, Logan Helton, now back to only 2 laps down. He is working his way on getting back on the lead lap, man. That is for sure.
That 63 machine, not giving up again, has gotten 1 lap back, trying to get another. Remember, at one point he was 4 laps down. As long as he's got that nose out in front of the 78, he is 2 laps down. And now the 78 of Stewart gonna peel on down to pit road. And off of pit road, as I forgot, we weren't live. So the 63 of Logan Helton out front, leading the 10 of Robert Duvendak and the 04 of Mark Mann.
It's all right, KR. We won't hold it against you. I mean, I can barely talk half of the time, so, I mean, we got to let you slide on some things.
So a few other drivers have come down pit road, topped off their fuel tanks to make it to the end of the stage. The 10 of Duvendak, he's going to move in to the draft with the 04 of Mark Mann. They have got the momentum down the backstretch. They are going to clear the 63 of Logan Helton. Now Logan moves up to follow in the tire tracks of Duvendak in that 10 machine. The 82 of Dan Harrington scored in 3rd place. And the 53 of Dave Hunt making his way back towards the front of this race.
And once again, I mean, I mentioned it a few moments ago, David Overstreet almost, well, was 1 lap down there not very long ago, and here he is fighting inside of your top 5, rounding out your top 5 now, making a move for the 4th position on the outside of the 53 of Dave Hunt. But, I mean, that just shows you how quick things can change at a restrictor plate race.
So the 02 going to start working with the 63 of Logan. They're going to try and make their way back to the front as we are coming up on 10 laps to go in stage number 2. This will end at the completion of lap 50. Everyone's going to be very close on fuel, but I gotta wonder if someone's going to try and roll the dice to pick up the stage win and not hit pit road.
Well, if I'm the 10, why not? I mean, I'm already in the chase. What's it matter? Might as well try to just rack up a little extra points there for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like, why not?
Mark Mann in the 04, your race leader, but the 63 of Logan Helton has a run on the outside. Huge run by the 63 and the 02 of David Overstreet. They are going to clear the 04 of Mark Mann, and Overstreet not going to get down to the inside here. That is going to allow the 04 as the caution flag is going to come out as Logan Helton is going to get another lucky break. The 8 of Cody Ober and the 78 of Donald Stewart have found trouble here in turns 1 and 2. Let's go to our instant replay and figure out what happened. Cody Ober behind the 21 of Holloway. The 78 and the 8 just get together. Les Levy with nowhere to go. Robert Payne getting involved in this as well. Take another look at this one as they just went into turn number 1. Cody Ober going up and the 78 of Stewart coming down. Stewart, though, tumbling. Josh Milam involved. The 7 getting a piece of that little tussle. Les Levy in the 62, but go on board with the 78 of Donald Stewart. He rolls all over this track. Tough a break for sure for those drivers, but that was a break that Logan Helton needed.
Yeah, he's thanking the racing gods right now for that one. That was very good for him.
So with the pace car out on track, the 62 of Les Levy getting back out there after making a pit stop. I believe the 62 had to use a fast repair there. He's going to get rolling. We do have one car out of the race. That is the 40 of Anthony English. He is done for the night. So an early exit for the 40 machine. The 44 of Rodney Cobb, part of the Buck Wild Racing team, finds himself in 6th place. Haven't got to talk a lot about Buck Wild here tonight, but the 44 has been slowly making his way to the front. 52 of Randall Cobb tucked in right behind him.
Hey, you know, maybe I overthink these things sometimes, KR, but I wonder if pit road hasn't opened just yet, which I do not believe it has. Will these drivers go ahead and hit pit road this time? Your leader should, David Overstreet, 15 laps into this run, should come down to get gas, but might elect not to. But just for argument's sake here, humor me if you will. Say they all pit, can Logan Hilton actually hit another lap back with a wave around and put himself just one lap down at the beginning of stage 3?
No, because you have some drivers who have already made their pit stop and they are not going to come down pit road again. The Logan Hilton is going to be stuck where he is at, just 2 laps down now.
And he is thinking to himself, man, dang it.
We do have a few drivers taking to pit road, but your race leader is the 02 of David Overstreet. And so guys, we're gonna step away from the mics for just a minute. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field is forming up as we get ready to kick off another restart here in stage number 2. This stage almost over. Just a handful of laps left. The 02 of David Overstreet on the inside lane. The 04 of Mark Mann. Everyone staying out. Just a few drivers made their pit stops at the back of the field. The David Overstreet thinking he's going to have enough fuel to make it all the way here in stage number 2 without a pit stop. Pace car down and away. And the green flag is out, and we are back racing here at Daytona as the drivers side by side. That inside lane already has 3 cars formed up. Nice and tidy right there for them. Good job on that. But the outside lane not yet looking too packed together. The 44 of Rodney Cobb trying to get there. They work their way off of turn number 2 onto the backstretch. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, dropping down below the yellow line, but works his way back up side by side. The 04 of Mark Mann and the 02 of David Overstreet as they head off into turn number 3. Robert Duvendak in that 10 machine right there. Second car inside line, the 82 of Daniel Harrington following suit of the 04. And as they work their way around, 5 laps to go here in stage number 2.
5 laps to go, and Batman is back to the front. Once again, Mark Mann leading that outside lane with help from the 82 of Dan Harrington. And David Overstreet still hanging tough on that inside lane. Does have Mark Mann's teammate, Robert Duvendak, still pushing him. The 53 of Dave Hunt. Third car inside row, another rookie with a great showing, Rodney Cobb. You already said KR running right there. Third car outside row, another rookie. And Randall Cobb also inside the top 8. So that's 3 rookies in the top 8. I believe most of them besides Logan Hilton are right there inside the top 15. So the rookies showing a strong race out there today so far.
We have had a few more cars go behind the wall. The 8 of Cody Ober and the 78 of Donald Stewart. They are calling it a night. Early exit for those 2 drivers. That is now 3 drivers out of this race. Started 26 down to 23 out on track. And with those 23, we do have 20 of them on the lead lap. The 62 of Les Levy right now being shown as the last car on the lead lap. The 51 of Travis Elliott, he is the first car 1 lap down. And there is the 63 of Logan Helton. He came into tonight's race as the points leader, and he is trying to claw his way back into this thing after he has battled all season long. Finally took over the top spot, only to have misfortune find him before the green flag even fell here tonight at Daytona.
Well, I mean, you can have some troubles, you can have some misfortunes, and gain it back, get it back if the timing works out for you. We've seen a few of the drivers running inside the top 10 have some issues out there tonight. I mean, James Mayer, he had a car go, entirely over him, spun like a top, I believe, once or twice as it was going over his car. So he was right there, 4th car inside lane. So you can have some troubles and still overcome them if you're willing to grind it out.
We ride on board with the 95 of James Mayer as he is working that inside line. We're coming up on the final lap here in stage number 2. This time around, they will have 1 to go, and the drivers all starting to feel the crunch to try and earn that stage win. The 02 of David Overstreet right now has that race lead, but the 10 of Robert Duvendak looking to take it away from him.
And as we reach the final lap in stage number 2, I'm looking to see if that 10 lays back a little bit, gets a huge run and a push on Overstreet, tries to take over the lead of that outside lane and possibly beat Overstreet back to the line.
Down the backstretch for the final time in stage number 2. A lot of wiggling going on with that inside lane. Duvendak looking up for an opening, but Mark Mann in that 04, he needs that 82 to start pushing him hard as they are going to come off of turn number 4 with some momentum.
Ooh, wiggling big time is Robert Duvendak. He was trying to time it. It just didn't open itself up, and Mark Mann, I believe, got it at the line, KR.
Alex Green in the 15, he's going to shoot down to that inside track there as the caution flag is finally going to fly. Mark Mann in the 04 going to pick up stage number 2, but Alex Green used up a lot of the track. He got a bump just coming out of the tri-oval that he did not agree with, but kept it off the wall and stays out there. We get to line them up and do it for the final stage here tonight. So Mark Mann in that Futera Batmobile picks up stage number 2. It looks like drivers are going to head for pit road. 84 or the 04, man, I've been doing that all night. The 04 and the 02 make their pit stops as those tanks were probably getting pretty close to running dry. Everyone following behind them. We do have a few drivers who are going to stay out here. And by a few, I mean only a few hit pit road. Everyone else stayed out. I don't necessarily think that pit road was open yet.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at that like, some of these drivers are really pushing it on fuel right now. But, I mean, I guess the penalty, the black flag penalty that you'll incur by hitting pit road a little too soon is into the longest line. So, not that bad of a penalty to really have to take, because we're just over halfway now in this race here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. So, KR, a lot of time for these drivers to make their way back up through the field. I think that's a smart penalty.
Well, Dave, let's see what you can get out of our stage 2 winner, Mark Mann from Alliance Motorsports.
Will the Cape Crusader crash, or will he defeat the vile villain's plan? How you doing, Batman? What's going on?
I'm pretty good, Dave. How are you, man?
Oh, pretty good. Had to do a little throwback right there, you know.
I love it.
You got the throwback. Good job, man. That car looks sweet. Great job with the stage 2 win. How's the racing out there?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. I had to pit right there because I only had 0.2 gallons, so got an EOL, no big deal. But yeah, the racing's been a lot of fun, a lot of give and take. Hopefully it stays like that for the rest of the race.
So what's the plan from here on out? Is it to work your way up through the field as fast as possible, or are you going to try to maybe play it safe until the possibility of green flag pit stops begin to show up?
Oh, I'm going to have to play it safe now that I gave myself an EOL for entering closed pits. I'll probably play it safe until at least hopefully we get a green flag pit stop and separate myself from the field a little bit with a group of cars, hopefully Alliance Motorsports.
All right, my man. Well, once again, man, congratulations on winning stage number 2 here tonight. Before I let you go, though, you want to give any shout outs, special thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, I want to thank Dan Harrington for the new paint scheme. Pretty awesome, I guess. It's a hit so far, so that's good. And thank Cody Eldred for race control, and OP, Alex and those guys, and Cody, and you and KR, Dave, and Alliance Motorsports, and the fans and friends at home.
Not gonna thank Stan Lee or nobody like that?
Adam West.
There you go. Give it to me. Good luck, brother. Elbows up. We'll catch up with you a little bit later, hopefully.
All right, hopefully, brother.
So Mark Mann and the 02 of David Overstreet had to come down pit road. Their tanks out of fuel, serving that EOL penalty. But Mark Mann picking up the stage win. He's going to make his way onto pit road, top off that tank one more time. But now that is going to give the lead to the 21 of Daniel Holloway, who won the race off of pit road. For everyone who pitted, legally. Nice job there, Daniel Holloway. It's that 21 machine going to restart as the race leader. The 52 machine, that is Randall Cobb. And then Robert Payne in the 3 machine. Right now, he is sitting in 3rd, along with the 28 of Derek Conley and the 7 of Josh Milam. We saw the 3, 28, and 7 all get involved in a little incident in stage 1. Here they are making their way to the front of the field.
Sorry, KR, I gotta come in laughing, but since we left Mark Mann there after the interview, all I've been thinking about is making a graphic. You know the little Batman spin and the.
Yeah.
I gotta. No, you don't know it. Anyway,
I know it.
Some people know. Anyway, I gotta get us one, man. So when he wins the stage, we gotta put that up as a graphic. That would be awesome.
Well, we'll work on that. We'll get one going, and yeah, that would be pretty nifty.
Zoinks.
Holy rusted metal, Batman.
Oh Lord, there's a lot wrong with me. I'm just gonna tell all of you guys that right now.
So as the field works their way around behind the pace car, we get set for our final stage of the night. Lights are out on the pace car field. Going to start stacking up 2 wide. We're going to let them loose once again for the final sprint to the end of this thing. It is anyone's race, and we know that OP racing here on Monday nights is far, far from predictable. Right now, we have 2 rookies on the front row, the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 52 of Randall Cobb. Both these drivers very capable of winning this race, but a lot of laps between now and sitting in victory lane. Anything can happen, and that is why all of the laps get ran. Do want to point out we have 21 cars on the lead lap. Right now, Mark Vega in a 22nd spot. He is the first car 1 lap down. So that 18 machine going to be trying to get back on the lead lap. See if he can pull that off. The 51 of Travis Elliott has been on and off the lead lap here all night long. He is trying to work his way forward here now that he is back on that lead lap. So here we go, Dave. Why don't you take us through this green flag?
All right, well, pace car getting ready to make that left-hand turn once again, and we'll get set to fire this thing off for the start of stage 3, the final stage. Daniel Harrington leading the inside lane. Pace car on pit road. Green flag back in the air as Harrington hits the loud pedal, and off he goes. Randall Cobb right there. Great start by him on the outside row with help from Derek Connolly. They're going to be even as they hit turn number 1, still side by side, all the way back through the field as Harrington starts to inch just ahead of that 52, who's still digging now with a run back even to the outside, halfway down the backstretch. Connolly with a great push, helping Randall Cobb get up there and try to take over the lead as they go back into turn number 3.
We go on board with the 7 of Josh Milam. He's that 3rd car in the inside lane. Tucked in behind the 3 of Robert Payne. Robert Payne running his buddy check 22 until none. Very familiar paint scheme that he uses here for OP Racing on Monday night. The 52 of Randall Cobb going to drop down to that inside lane. Now the 28 of Derek Conley once again leading that outside lane as the 21 of Daniel Holloway is going to make a move up in front of him down the backstretch. And that inside lane looks like it's kind of stalled out a little bit. Holloway out in front now, drops down to the inside. Derek Conley in the 28 again leading the charge in the outside lane, but this time he has some momentum going his way as he's looking to take over the top spot.
A little bit of jockeying for position up there at the front, and look for more and more of it to happen as Ernie Williams in the 91 looking to the outside. The 44 of Rodney Cobb. Luckily, I looked over and was able to see that was Rodney and not Randall. Both of those Cobb brothers, or at least I think they're brothers, up there inside the top 5 as Williams looks 3 wide once again with help.
Yeah, Williams has the 24, Will Weber, right behind him to try and get this 3 wide action kicked off early here in stage number 3. But the battle at the front for the moment is being won by the 28 of Conley. Holloway in the 21, though, looking to try and stay down on that yellow line and keep his momentum up as they are now 3 wide for the race lead.
And I think maybe the 3 wide has got a little bit of these drivers concerned as we've got a small gap back to the 62 of Les Levy. Now that 3 wide starting to fizzle on out. The 44 drops to the inside lane. That's going to give the outside lane to the 91 of Ernie Williams and Will Weber as they catch up to the 52. And I believe that is the 82 of Dan Harrington out there on the outside pushing Connolly. And that 52 and 82 is a little bit hard to distinguish.
Field working through the tri-oval. First 8 cars side by side, neatly forming a pack. Then behind them, everyone a little strung out. The 63 of Logan Helton, right now, he is leading a 5-car group. That also includes several other drivers, including the 10 of Robert Duvendak and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. The 04 of Mark Mann, who took an EOL for coming down pit road, he is still hanging out at the back. The 02 of David Overstreet had the same penalty, but he finds himself up at the front here, 5th car in that outside lane.
Yeah, but you know, KR, if there's one person that I wouldn't mind following, because I know he's trying to get to the front, that's that 63 of Logan Hilton. You know he's going to be charging once he gets the opportunity. Restart just didn't work out in their favor. So not a bad spot for Duvendak and some of those other Alliance Motorsports drivers to be in behind the 63 of Hilton.
Working their way through 3 and 4, Derek Conley in the 28 leading the charge on the inside line. Side by side with the 82 of Dan Harrington. Harrington has some help from the 91 of Ernie Williams. Ernie mentioned it, I mentioned it, he likes that high side. That 91 is where he wants to be right now, up in that upper lane. Be watching for the 91 to make a move to the outside to find a way around the 82 of Dan Harrington.
And even though Will Weber came with him last time, KR, do you think Weber would commit now that he's up and running inside that top 6? Are you willing to make that risky maneuver if you got a fast repair? Well, I mean, you're a little less cautious, but big wiggle by the 91 just in front of Weber all over that rear bumper of the 82. But I just wonder if you're in the top 6, 7, are you going to be willing to jump outside and make it 3 wide once again, or as willing as you were running outside of the top 10?
I think you got to know who is not only the car directly behind you, but maybe the car 2 car lengths behind you, or 2 cars behind you, 3 cars. Ooh, we got trouble down the backstretch. One going around, that is the 15 of Alex Green. As the caution flag is going to come out, Alex Green in the grass, and things went awry for him down the backstretch. Let's take a look at this one. Alex in the 15 machine, the 3 of Robert Payne as they work their way down the backstretch. And Robert Payne and Alex just get together, and the 15 is going to smack that inside wall. one more look at it here. And Alex goes for a ride. Unfortunately, he is going to make contact with that inside wall. He has had to already use his fast repair once. So that nose damage again returning on the front end of that 15. The Dan Harrington in the 82 being shown as the race leader as the caution flag is going to come out. 37 laps to go from here. Nobody can make it on fuel. But if you stop now, I think you can make it on one more stop from here. So I expect to see everyone coming down pit road.
Yeah, I mean, you were going to have to pretty much stop at least one time for green flag pit stops if we had them unfold that way. Still going to have to make at least one more stop from here. But Logan Helton, if he's careful and he gets another caution, he could find himself picking up a lap here and getting back to just within one lap down.
Yeah, if I'm Logan, I think I'd have to pit here and play it safe, because I do believe he's going to be the only one lap down, as the 18 of Mark Vega has received the free pass. And now Logan Helton is going to be the only car in that lap down category. But I think you've got to stay on the same fuel strategy. You cannot gamble here and lose the draft. So if he's smart, he's going to have to hit pit road.
Well, keep in mind, though, KR, he's in front of the race leader right now, being shown as one lap. When he hits pit road, he's going to be back to that 2 laps down. And he's got another 12 to 15 laps in that thing. Or you think it's too big of a gamble, though?
Yeah, I think it's too big of a gamble. He's going to have to hit pit road and play it conservative here and hope for another caution, because, as I said, he's going to be the only one in those lap down categories. So should we get that caution, he's going to be able to get one of those laps back. But again, you know, it all depends on when these cautions fly. That 63 has been working hard all race long. He has clawed back 2 laps. He was 4 laps down at one point. So yeah, that's a tough call, but he is going to make his way onto pit road.
Yeah, that is probably the right call. I'm a little bit more risky. I would have probably stayed out. And that's why I have arguments with my crew chief, because I don't listen. And, you know, so, yeah. But the kid playing it a little bit more to the safe side, as you said, he is going to be the only car any type of laps down. So should we get a caution, he should get at least one of those laps back. He's at least on the same fuel strategy as the rest of the field as well, so not going to put himself back behind the 8 ball that way. So yeah, it's the right call.
Dan Harrington in the 82, your race leader, as we are slowed for our 4th caution of the night. We have had 33 lead changes here on Monday night. Mark Mann so far has led the most laps at just 10 laps. So Mark Mann in the 04 leading 10 laps. Will Weber has led 9. Derek Conley and Daniel Holloway 8 laps apiece, and then the numbers continue to trickle on down throughout these 33 lead changes.
That is astonishing. We've been 66 laps, 33 lead changes. That's like what, 1 every 2 laps or so?
Just about. Field's gonna have 34 laps to go as the lights kick off on the Ford Mustang. Green flag will fly with 33 laps. Everyone will have to make one more pit stop from here. And now is when you start trying to figure out when you want to hit pit road. How do you want to work this? Markman in the 04, he is coming down pit road to top off one last time. So it too is the 63 of Logan Helton. Alex Green in the 15 machine, who went for a spin here that brought out this caution. Back out on track. The front end of that thing doesn't look too beat up. Looks like maybe Alex is going to be able to get away with that one without too much damage on it. That is very fortunate for the 15 machine, as he hit hard enough to bounce that rear end up, but got into that safer barrier and it bounced him back. Like I said, it looks like that front end pretty solid in Alex Green's machine.
Well, I mean, the car doesn't always have to look pretty to win, KR. Just keep that in mind. If you can play the draft, even with some damage, and poke out at the right time, you can find yourself in victory lane with a beaten and battered machine. We're getting ready to kick this thing back off. Pace car getting ready to duck back off.
Pace car down and away. Green flag is out. Light bulbs flash as the restart kicks off. And we have 33 laps to go here tonight at Daytona. Side by side they go. The 82 of Daniel Harrington on the inside. Derek Conley in the 28 machine on his outside. Conley has been trying to win one of these races for a while now, and he has been up front here as the end of this race is drawing closer.
And in a very good position, we have seen that outside lane eventually surge to the front, and whoever's leading that outside lane typically ends up dropping back down to the bottom. Good pusher, good veteran help behind Connolly right now, that 91 of Ernie Williams. But you like having the experience behind you, but it also can be a little overwhelming. You don't want to mess up your line right there in front of a veteran, and you don't want to leave the door open for him either.
Dan Harrington in the 82, edging out in front of the 28 of Conley. Conley has the 91 of Ernie Williams pushing hard on that back bumper, but Daniel Holloway in the 21 pushing the 82. A lot of these drivers know that they are coming to the end of this race, so they're going to start ramping up the intensity, start to maybe not give as much as they did early on, as we have been racing now for 69 laps as we start lap 70, 31 laps to go here tonight.
And I'm seeing a lot of movement out of that 91 right now. No air going to the nose of that machine. He gets pretty wiggly there right up behind Connolly, pushing him again down the backstretch. Watch for him to try to poke his nose out just a little bit, and Conley drops right to the bottom.
Conley in the 28, as soon as he cleared the 82, moved down to that inside lane. That is going to put FSR as leading the inside lane and the outside lane, as Ernie Williams now starts to close the gap to the front nose of the 28 of Derek Conley. Williams has another teammate, the 24, Will Weber, right there with him. These FSR guys starting to make their way to the front and make their presence felt.
Taking a page out of the book of Alliance Motorsports. They've got 3 drivers right there inside the top 4, and they are playing their cards right now.
Everyone through the corner smoothly here and into the tri-oval as we get our blimp aerial coverage brought to us tonight by Checkered Flag Motorsports. But right now it is all FSR at the front. Daniel Holloway in the 21 trying to work with his teammate Dan Harrington to figure out how they can get around this FSR crew that has them trapped. The 02 of David Overstreet, he's starting to contemplate what to do here as well. Will Weber in the 24 machine. Second car in that inside lane, that 4X graphics on the nose of that. Big time wiggle coming up off of turn number 4 by Weber. But man, I'll tell you what, these cars really are pushing hard on the back bumpers. And you gotta wonder, is someone gonna pop an engine here tonight before this race is done?
And looking like Ernie was about to go 3 wide up there at the front. Thought better of it, slots in just behind that 82. Now Conley leading that inside lane with Daniel Harrington just behind him. Sorry, that is Daniel Holloway, not Harrington. Well, aren't they both Daniel? Well, you get it.
I understand what you said, and I get it, as you mentioned. But one driver I want to check in on, that is the 77 of David Booth. Right now he finds himself in 12th, door to door with the 7 of Josh Milam. Right behind David Booth is a 53 of Dave Hunt. And then we get to Rick Seabrands in the 4. This 4 machine buried deep in the field, but don't count him out just yet, as he has the 10 of Robert Duvendak getting to his back bumper. These drivers from Alliance Motorsports maybe have a plan here to try to win this thing yet. We got 27 laps to go, and I would be watching for the 4 and the 10 to make a move to the front before this checkered flag falls.
And as we hit the 26th lap left to go in tonight's race from Daytona International Speedway, KR, the pit stop window, the fuel window is going to open up in about the next 5 to 6 laps. These drivers will be able to make it at least to the scheduled distance. So might see green flag pit stops begin here, just a handful of laps. So keep that in mind as well. Will we see those Alliance Motorsports drivers hit pit road as soon as that fuel window opens up, as they do in stage number 1? Or will they continue to stick it out and fight it out to the end and make a little bit later of a pit stop? Eric Connolly still battling with Dan Harrington to his outside. This battle is just not going to go anywhere.
Conley in the 28, sporting a new paint scheme here tonight. Very familiar white and blue on it, but a new logo on the hood. And Conley out front has led the most laps so far tonight at 14 laps and counting. It is a long way to go still before that is locked up by any one of these drivers. Anyone at this point in time could still lead the most laps, as the 91 pushing the 82 of Dan Harrington in the outside lane. The 44 machine of Rodney Cobb has a little bit of separation between him and the 02 of David Overstreet. Overstreet has shown that he is not afraid to go to the high side. And I'm wondering if that 44 gets a run, maybe tries to move to the outside lane with the 02. What's going to happen here? They close in quickly, but everyone stays in their lanes. No one trying that third lane just yet. Do want to check in on the 63 of Logan Helton. Came in as the points leader here tonight. Been battling to the front of the field as he ended up 4 laps down. He is now 2 laps down, but he is the only car any number of laps down. So if we get a caution here or 2 quick cautions, he could end up back on the lead lap. What a battle that would be for the 63 He pulled it off last week, but may not be able to pull it off this week as the laps are getting much shorter than he would like. But he's got some momentum on the high side here, but no one up there with him. The 04 Mark Mann, our stage 2 winner, finds himself down into 17th place right now, but he is got teammates all around him. As you look, there are 4 Alliance Motorsports drivers on that inside lane. Rick Sebrands, Robert Dumendak, Mark Mann, and James Mayer all right there. Those are the remaining 4 drivers for Alliance. Anthony English had dropped out of this race very early. Just not meant to be for English here tonight. But with these 4 drivers hooked up like this, we have got to keep an eye on what they possibly have cooking up.
Yeah, well, I see it in the Formula side of racing a lot. You get those Lewis Hamilton type in and out laps where you know you're coming to pit road, so you just absolutely lay the hammer down. You push the daylights out of whoever's around you. Obviously, in a Formula One car, you're not pushing anybody, too delicate of a machine, but same concept behind it. Get the fastest in lap that you can, come down pit road with as many good drivers as you can, get that up to speed lap going and as wound up as fast as you can. So look for these drivers to start hitting pit road.
Yeah, that fuel window is going to be opening up very soon here as we ride on board the 62 of Les Levy, looking out the back of this machine. And you can see everyone just kind of riding around. No one really trying to get single file yet to make these green flag pit stops. They still have about 4 to 5 laps left on their tanks before they will have to come down pit road. And then it becomes the final sprint to the end. The 7 machine of Josh Milam trying to find a hole here through the middle. The 44 of Rodney Cobb not letting him get that middle lane. Cobb in that Baskin Robbins 44 machine, and rookie out here. He's gonna dive down, ooh, and then back up. So Rodney Cobb, big wiggle there by Cobb, and fortunately had a hole where he could try and catch that thing, but he is now gonna slide in between the 62 and the 77, and the 7 of Josh Milam now gonna close in on the 02 of David Overstreet.
And yeah, sorry, KR, I was working on some technical little issues over here that I wasn't liking, so I had to get them figured out real quick. But nonetheless, everything good to go. And up at the front, Derek Connolly still good to go, still leading the race, still battling it out with that 82. Ernie Williams pushing the daylights. I've said that at least 3 times in the past 10 minutes, but I mean, I can't say what I wanna, but I mean, absolutely all over that rear bumper. Now, Dan Harrington gonna go to the front. Williams gonna take over that outside lane with help from the 24 of Will Weber. Very close, and Williams around. Oh my goodness.
And Derek Conley gonna get caught up. The 52 gets caught up, but somehow the 21 of Daniel Holloway is gonna get through without a scratch. Excuse me. But let's back this up. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay here and see where this all goes wrong. The 24 is going to hook the 91. And man, that is going to stack the field up from there. The 77 pulling hard on the brakes. Take a look here from the 77 of David Booth off the nose as they go into the corner here. You see the 24 just big wiggle, gets down, and man, chaos ensues.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. Chaos.
So with this caution coming out, everyone going to be able to hit pit road. And that is going to give Logan Helton the free pass. He is going to get one of his laps back. He's going to end up now 1 lap down. Daniel Holloway going to walk away from this one with the race lead. David Overstreet heavily damaged. Right now he is scored in second place. We have several drivers who have made their way onto pit road early to work on their machines.
And you know, while we watched that replay, I was looking back. My focus was on, well, you know, I focus on him a lot. KR, I talk about him enough. Logan the Kid Helton, he did a fantastic job of getting on the brakes, getting woed up, not touching a single thing. Getting that lucky dog. He has come all the way from 4 laps down. Now find himself just 1 lap down on the field. There's still 16 laps left to go. So he is not out of this thing just yet. And if my race trends little notebook over here ends up being correct, we're going to end up with 1 more caution by the end of this thing. So the Kid could have a shot here.
Rick Sebrands, Mark Mann, Robert Dumendak, James Mayer, Mark Vega, all looking like heroes as they had made a green flag pit stop moments before the caution flag came out. And now they are going to be scored 1st through 5th. Daniel Holloway going to line up 6th place for this restart. So man, what a good call by Alliance Motorsports as they are going to walk away from this caution with their team all in the top 4.
Yeah, and I wouldn't expect to see them back on pit road, KR. It looks like they stayed out long enough to build a little bit of a green-white checkered cushion should they need it. So unless one of them gets some damage here, if we have another caution, I don't look for any of those drivers to hit pit road. But as I said, I hate saying it, but race trends show past 3 races we've had a caution come out in the last 3 laps of each of those races. So gonna be a wild one for sure.
Derek Conley in the 28 machine has gone behind the wall. Looks like his night is done. He is the only one here in this most recent caution to go behind the wall. Les Levy has been on and off of pit road for an extended amount of time. And the 51 of Travis Elliott sitting on pit road, but he is still on the lead lap. He has cycled around and come back down to work on the damage he has received. Other than that, everyone else back out there. And we now have 22 cars in this race with 21 of them on the lead lap. So with the lights still on the pace car, I think the lights will go out this time by. Should they do just that, there will be 13 laps left of green flag racing. And Rick Sebrands, Mark Mann, Robert Dumendak, James Mayer, all from Alliance Motorsports stable. They're going to be starting in the first 2 rows. And nothing like having your teammates around you to help control the rest of the field.
Absolutely. And I mean, normally the blocking from your teammate may not work in your favor, but when you've got 2 rows of teammates, you can utilize the blocking a lot more. A teammate can kind of drift up a little bit, slow a run down, so you're not having to throw as big of a block because you've got teammates on your inside. You know they're not gonna. There's not much they can do. So the run's gonna come from either the middle or the outside. So that outside row filled with the teammates means everything right now to that 4 of Seabrands and the 10 of Duvendak.
Lights are out on the pace car as the field forms up down the backstretch. We will get the green flag with 13 laps to go, but as you mentioned, trends show that it may not stay green to the end of this thing. But man, I'll tell you what, if they can get to the white flag, all bets are off. And Dave, they work their way through 3 and 4. How about you call this restart?
Alrighty, no problem. Field working their way off of the banking of turn number 4, gonna go past that beautiful Daytona sign. It's actually really, really huge, KR. I've seen it up close and personal, but anyways, pace car getting ready to duck off. Rick Seabrands with the lead in his hands. And green flag is back out at Daytona International Speedway. Alliance Motorsports, all 4 of those drivers, great restart by them. They have the field in their hands. Rick Seabrands on the bottom, Mark Mann on the outside. Mayer pushing Mann right now. They need to get to the front. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out over the next few laps. Seabrands still leading the inside lane. David Overstreet, look at that. 4th car outside lane. Mark Vega, 3rd car inside lane. The 44 of Rodney Cobb trying to make his way up towards the front. 4th car inside row as we're still side by side between Mann and Seabrands as they work their way back through 3 and 4 to the line. This is going to be a close one to call at the line, but give it to Mark Mann, surging late as they get to the line.
Mark Mann, your stage 2 winner out front here with the 4 of Rick Seabrands on his inside. They go door to door into turn number 1. The rest of the field all trying to figure out how to break up this 4-car group of Alliance Motorsports that has locked out the front 2 rows for the moment. But 12 laps to go. They work their way down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. The 21 of Holloway already trying to poke at this armor of Alliance Motorsports. He is taking a peek to the inside of the 95 of James Mayer, but nothing there just yet. Here comes the 18 of Mark Vega. Mark Vega has spent some time in that 1 lap down category, but here he is on the lead lap. Now we're starting to see some cars get 3 wide, led by the 91 of Ernie Williams, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds on the outside with the 7 of Josh Milam.
Teammates still battling out for the top 4 positions, but Ernie Williams with a big run with help from the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Josh Milam right there in the 7 with them. We're going to be 3 wide for the eventually first 3 rows here. That is absolutely a beautiful sight to see. Will Mark Mann jump down to the bottom or stay in the middle lane? He's going to stick it out in the middle, still battling with Ernie Williams for the lead. Rick Seabrands falling behind just a little bit. Now that whole middle lane, Mark Mann, James Mayer, they drop down to the bottom. That's going to allow Ernie Williams to drop to the middle. Oh, contact, and another caution comes out.
Big time pile up down the back stretch. The 02 hard into the wall. The 18 spinning backwards. We got 1 on his lid. That is the 04 of Mark Mann. He is upside down with the wheels to the sky. Let's go to our instant replay here and see where this has all gone wrong. Down the back stretch, Mark Mann going up and over Ernie Williams, David Booth, Will Weber, all of these drivers getting involved. And it starts with the 91 and the 04 coming off of turn number 2. We will get a real good shot here as we go to the blimp this time. You see the 04 of Markman and the 91 of Ernie Williams running door to door as they go into turns 1 and 2. Ernie's gonna drop down here and try and get close to that 04. Just got too close, and then nobody with any room to go, any room to spare, and it is a junkyard on the backstretch.
And man, I can't say enough praises about this driver, man. Logan Hilton on the brakes hard once again, sliding sideways, almost 45-degree angle facing that outside wall. Got it to stop, didn't touch a thing, and well, my man, he's back on the lead lap now here with this lucky dog that he's gonna receive here. So great perseverance from that 63 crew, man. Excellent job.
The lights are on the pace car once again, and I am not sure if anyone is going to receive the free pass here, because that 63 may have been considered part of the incident. If so, that is not what he needed to see. He needed to have that free pass to get back on the lead lap.
Ooh, you may be right. I know he didn't touch anything, but if he got a loss of control, a 2x loss of control or anything like that, then he is not going to get that lucky dog, and I'm afraid you may be right, KR.
We do have another driver who has gone behind the wall. That is the 21 of Daniel Holloway. David Overstreet also behind the wall here as well. So with 8 laps to go and some of these drivers dropping out, it is man, I don't know how things are going to shape up just yet, but we are going to line them up here in the next few laps, drop this green flag, try and finish this race out.
Yeah, and I think, KR, if I'm reading everything correctly, I think we've got about 7 or 8 cars that are basically out of this thing after that latest caution.
With the lights staying on the pace car, I believe the drivers have gotten the 2 to go. Before, 2 to go before the green flag drops. That means I think we'll be seeing the green flag on lap 5, maybe even lap 4, depending on if we need an extra lap of caution here. And we do have one driver checking in. That is the 51 of Travis Elliott. Elliott took a trip out into space, has returned to Earth, and has reported that space is flat, but Earth is round. Go figure.
I've got nothing. I was trying. I've got nothing for that.
So James Mayer in the 95 machine. Right now, your race leader looking for his first win of the season. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, tucked in behind him. Seabrand's has a race win earlier this season. He picked up that win at Daytona International Speedway for the 2nd race of the year. So James Mayer would love to cap off tonight with this race win. but he has got to hold off some rookies, the 52 of Randall Cobb, the 53 of Dave Hunt. These two drivers coming from the second row could play spoiler to the 95, but let's not forget, I'll tell you what, these two drivers on the front row are going to be tough to beat. James Mayer, very hungry, very capable of picking up a race win. The 4 of Rick Sebrands already has one on the season. Man, this is going to be a great shootout for the finish.
As it always is, KR. I mean, this is just a little bit more excitement for us. I mean, we've got basically a green-white checkered on our hands right here. I mean, it's a little bit of an extended one, but then we still have the possibility of another one after that should we have any issues. So I'm sure excitement is not something we're going to be short on.
We will not be short on excitement at all. And the field now has dwindled down to 17 cars out on track. Mark Mann used a fast repair, has rejoined the race. Unfortunately for him, he is 1 lap down. We get ready to go green flag racing here with 5 laps to go at the drop of this green. James Mayer in the 95 machine, in control of the field. Rick Sebrands on his outside. Green flag is out, and we are back underway with 5 laps to go here at Daytona.
5 laps left to go. The 4 of Rick Sebrands not off to a great start, but now with a big push from Dave Hunt, he's going to surge past the 95 of James Mayer down there on the inside. Now that inside lane finally getting the momentum, getting built back up. Robert Payne in the 3. He is 3rd car inside lane. Oh, very close racing there with Les Levy as Rick Sebrands tries to take over command of the race. Still battling out with that 95. The 52 and the 53 still side by side. Those rookies, will they make a move late here, KR, or will they just sit tight and with a good points day?
As the 95 edges ahead, they head off into turn number 1. The 4 Rick Sebrands gonna build that momentum down the backstretch. 4 laps to go here at Daytona. The 82 of Dan Harrington, he is right there in the mix of this, along with the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Aspen taking a peek to the outside. He's gonna try and make it 3 wide, but no one going with him. He's gonna slide down in front of the 15 of Alex Green. That one was very close, but Aspen just feeling it out and nobody ready to make a move to that high line just yet.
Yeah, and maybe it's just a little bit too early to test the waters, but they're not going to have much longer to wait as we have hit just 3 laps left to go with Rick Sebrands still leading that outside lane. Everything looking somewhat calm. A lot of wiggling, a lot of movement out of these cars as the space is getting smaller and smaller. Who's going to jump out? When's it going to happen? Big push on the bottom on the back of Mayer's car by the 52 of Randall Cobb, but that is not enough to keep that outside lane behind them. Rick Sebrands surges back to the front as they work their way off of 3 and 4 back to the line to take 2 to go.
It'll be 2 to go when they cross the line. James Mayer in the 95. Rick Sebrands in the 4. They are on the front row. When is someone going to make a move? The 52 of Randall Cobb right there, just needing to push that 95 clear of the 4. But I'll tell you what, that 4 is going to be hard to dislodge off the outside door of James Mayer as the 4 now has the momentum. Dave Hunt in the 53. Big shove as Sebrands going to drop down to the inside. And now the 53 is going to have to use his momentum to hang tough with the 4 of Rick Sebrands. As the white flag is in the air, we are going to get to the start-finish line. No green-white checkered here. Final time around at Daytona.
Final time around the track. Was the move too early by Seabrands? We'll have to wait and see. Les Levy pushing that 53 of Dave Hunt. Will it be enough as Mayer is all over the back end of that Ford machine? Nowhere to go. Caution coming out behind them. I say caution, but in a wreck happening right behind those drivers. And that is going to break up that lead pack. Now 3 cars, nose to tail. Will Dave Hunt try to get a run and make a move? We'll have to wait and see off of 4.
Here comes James Mayer. Dave Hunt gonna try and spread it out 3 wide, but Mayer now has the lead. Here comes the 3 of Robert Payne right up through the middle, and Robert Payne out of nowhere, not gonna have enough. James Mayer in the 95, gonna pick up the win here tonight.
Ooh, that was a close one.
And let's take another look at this one. The 3 machine of Robert Payne had a huge run into the tri-oval, and he squeezed through and just came up a few feet short of winning this thing. Man, was that a finish for Robert Payne. As we go on board with the 3, you see the C's part, and he is going to try and squeeze the gap here with this tremendous run. And just a bit short as the 95 of Mayer ends up with the race win. Dave Hunt gonna come home 3rd, Rick Seabrands in 4th, and man, oh man, that was a finish. So guys, we are gonna step away from our mics, set up the post-race show. No one go anywhere, we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we have caught up with our race winner, picking up his first win of the season, the 95. James Mayer, congratulations, man. Nice job out there.
Thank you. Been a long time coming. Finally get that monkey off my back.
Well, that monkey is off your back. You punch your ticket into the playoffs and into the record books is picking up a win here in season number 4. Tell us about those final 5 laps here tonight.
I knew it was going to be a wild coming down to the end, just as it is every week. Was trying to keep it clean and keep it cool. For a few laps there, I was water and oil, both blinking red, and I was worried, trying to keep it cool, but coming to the line, it was a nice, clean finish for the most part, and can't ask for more. And then it finished where I did.
Well, that 95 does finish with the race win. You led 9 laps in total out here tonight, and coming to that final restart, you had all 4 of your Alliance Motorsports team right there working with each other. That's got to be a little bit of a boost of confidence knowing you got your teammates around you, but as it played out, they started, mixing up, falling a little bit further back, but at 95 made the move coming off of turn number 4 for that race win.
Yeah, coming through, with all 4 of us up there, wish Anthony would have had some better luck tonight and been up there with us. I wish we could have finished 1, 2, 3, 4. But the competition's strong in this league, and someone's gonna come 3 wide, and that's what happened. Fortunately, someone ran out of a lucky horseshoe, I guess, and took out a couple of our guys. But me and Rick up there, coming to that last lap, as much as I would love to push Rick to another OP league win, I gotta be selfish and get one for myself here.
Well, it worked out for you just fine. You picked up the race win here tonight at Daytona. Congratulations, man. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Of course, the guys at OP for putting this all on. My teammates with Alliance Motorsports that they come out every week, and every week we put on a strong race and a strong team effort, and it keeps us up front.
All right, man. Well, now that you got to go to the infield care center, we're going to let you go and get those boo-boos checked out. Congratulations on the race win.
Thanks, guys, and thanks for the broadcast.
That is James Mayer from Alliance Motorsports picking up the race win here tonight. But now it's time to move on to our second place finisher, and that is the 3 of Robert Payne. And Dave, I believe you caught up with him.
That I have, KR. Robert Payne, man, excellent job walking away in second. Walk us through that last, I don't even know how many yards it is, but walk us through that final turn and run to the finish line. What was going through your mind?
What was going through my mind was we were going to send it one way or another. We were just trying to find the right moment to do it, and it finally happened. We didn't know if we were going to make it through, but I didn't let off, and we ended up getting second. It was a pretty crazy ride. I thought for sure we were going to actually probably turn at some point and not make it.
I hear you, bud. When in doubt, just send it.
We sent it.
Great finish out there for you tonight. As I said, once again, though, man, do you think a finish like this or a circumstance at the end of the race like this, do you think still with a good finish, do you think that gives you any momentum heading into next week? Or do you think the wildness at the end kind of trumps all that?
This gives us good. This is both actually. It gives us good momentum going into the next race because we had as a team, we didn't have the greatest race. Had some crazy stuff happen, and actually ended up turning Alex at one point. And that's why I decided just to chill for a while. So I didn't expect to see the front again, but we had a moment, took it, and got back out there. And then it was also just a crazy finish, which is this is what I like. It's not very often that I'm up here for this part of the race, so every time I'm up here is actually pretty fun and wild.
Well, I mean, week in and week out, you guys provide us with some great racing action. Never cease to amaze me. Do surprise me from time to time, but once again, man, Robert, great job out there walking away with a second place finish. Before I let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Oh yeah, I want to shout out OP Racing League, of course. We got a great group of guys all the way through. We've really come pretty far in everything that we've done so far as a league all together. I want to thank GOP, my teammates, Dan especially for bringing it in, pushing it, and not letting up on that last little bit because it couldn't happen without him that time. And I want to thank obviously our broadcasters, you guys who put us on and give us a spotlight on Monday nights. So I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for everything you do. And thanks again, everybody else.
All right, well, there you have it. That was your second place finisher in tonight's race, the 3 of Robert Payne. And KR, I think you may have been able to catch up with our third place finisher, the rookie Dave Hunt.
Dave, you finish in third out here tonight in that 53 machine. That car was up front all night long. Tell us a little bit about your race, man.
Oh, a lot of strategy.
Well, a lot of strategy goes into it, but that 53 still found a way to be in the right place at the right time and coming to that start finish line, or even the last 5 laps, you restart on row number 2 what's going through your mind, and what kind of plan are you trying to form to make something happen in these final 5 laps?
I was just trying to push Rick as much as I could on the top side there. I finally pushed him out to the lead. Then I got to the outside, and I think something happened on the backstretch behind me, so I lost a little momentum. I didn't have anybody behind pushing me, which was what I was hoping for. Then all of a sudden, out of turn 4, I seen that 3 car coming. I go, whoa, I got to go high.
Well, going high, you went 3 wide coming off of turn number 4 to take the checkered, and then it's all down to who has the momentum, and bring it home in third still has to be a great feeling here on a super speedway style kind of race where anything and everything happens.
That's exactly right. Yeah, all these guys are great drivers, so anytime you can finish up towards the front, and especially finish clean up front, that's even the bigger thing.
Well, Dave, again, congratulations on 3rd place. Any shout outs or thank yous that you'd like to give?
Oh, definitely. Thank all the fans out there watching this broadcast. Thank you for putting it on. Thank you for OP Racing and Alex and this whole league. And I'd like to put a shout out to my wife and my family and friends that always watch, and then my sponsor, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
All right, man. Nice job on your 3rd place finish out there tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Dave Hunt, driver of the 53 machine, picking up a podium finish here tonight on Monday night. And as I go and look at our stats, I do believe that is Dave's first top 5, not only top 5, but his first podium finish of the season.
Yeah, I believe so, KR.
An outstanding job by the 53 of Dave Hunt. And guys, it has been an outstanding race here tonight. 100 laps, 250 miles, almost said 250 laps. That'd have been a really long race, but 250 miles in the books. And Dave, again, I'm ready for next Monday night. How about you?
Indeed.
Next Monday night, we will be at Daytona International Speedway, the 2007 track. Ooh, I'll spit it out. Where it's rough and tough and tumble style of racing for a super speedway. Drivers will have to get up on the wheel and wrestle these machines around a bumpy Daytona Speedway. Nothing left for us here tonight but to go through our results. James Mayer, your race winner in the 95 machine. Robert Payne with an outstanding charge in that final few feet comes home in second. Dave Hunt picks up his first podium finish of the season, putting it up into 3rd place. Rick Seabrands coming home in 4th place. Rounding out your top 5 is the 82 of Dan Harrington.
Finishing in 6th here tonight, the 52 of Randall Cobb, and in 7th, the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Alex Green in 15, finishing in 8th. 9th place goes to the 44 of Rodney Cobb, and in 10th, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds.
Robert Duvendak brings it home 11th. 12th going to the 24 of Will Weber. 13th will be the 62 of Les Levy. Mark Vega finishing in 14th. Logan Helton will end up in 15th spot, 1 lap down.
Batman himself, the 04 of Mark Mann, walking away in 16th spot here tonight, and the 77 of David Booth will finish 17th. 18th goes to the 21 of Daniel Holloway, and in 19th, the 7 of Josh Milam, rounding out your top 20, the 51 of Travis Elliott.
21st will be the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. David Overstreet finishing 22nd. Derek Conley 23rd. Cody Ober finishing 24th. 25th will be Donald Stewart with Anthony English finishing in 26th here tonight. And Cody Eldred our race control here. As always, we greatly appreciate what that that position that Cody fills. And man, we'd be lost without you. So thank you so much, Cody. So guys, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you all enjoyed the show, and we look forward to seeing you next Monday night. If you're sticking around still, make sure you give the drivers a thumbs up. Let them know you appreciated the show that they put on for you here tonight. So as for myself and Dave Worrell, guys, we look forward to seeing you next Monday night.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.